Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our third conversation for this morning, and it's all about the SUPERNATIONALS. We've been talking about it in the news. There's been stories on it. You've heard about it outside of the news, and now we are joined on set by the Deputy Director of Programs at the National Sports Council, Kaya Katus, and she's brought with her two basketball MVPs from the SuperNational tournament. We have Miss Kenya Gillett, morning.
Good morning.
And Mr. J. Paul Torres. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, and I could sense the pride and joy.
I said congratulations,
on their faces,
yes.
Right, and so we have two trophies here. These belong to them,
yes,
right?
they're
and
MVPs.
Listen, we had to pull it out of their hand because then
we wouldn't need to present it.
I wonder if when you sleep on their thing upon us, I'm like, yeah.
At least the medal. I guarantee you don't sleep with the medal.
Yeah, I can almost imagine that. Kaya, good morning.
Good morning.
So the SuperNational tournament, it began and concluded this week, if I'm not mistaken. For those who may not be familiar with the concept, what can you tell us in terms of explaining the concept?
So every year for the past couple of decades, the National Sports Council has been having what we term as the national championships for 5 different disciplines: basketball, football, volleyball, softball, and track and field. The SuperNationals is a culmination at the end of the year with not the best schools representing the district, but rather the best athletes from this district coming together on one team to represent that district. So it's called the SuperNationals because it's all athletes of very high standard, right? So it's not just your school team now, it's your district team. Okay. You have proven that you are the best to represent your district. So the competition that we saw on Monday and Tuesday for the primary school SuperNationals was a very high one. We had a team from every district in basketball, volleyball, football, and kids athletics. Kids athletics is a bit different from track and field because it teaches the fundamentals. It's more of a developmental activity that teaches the fundamental in running, jumping, and throwing.
Like a relay almost?
So they have 16 different events. We started with 8 when we introduced it to primary school this year. And every year we will add on 2 until we get to the full 16 events.
So why employ this approach or this new strategy, if you would?
So what we're trying to do is trying to create our national team players in all of these sports from this, what we consider to be the grassroots level, the first level of interaction that children have with sport, right? And we have these 2 MVPs here with us, and they have proven that, well, Kenya is the best female basketball player in the country of Belize because she went up against the best basketball players from across the country, and she won the MVP award, and so is J. Paul, right?
So these are not just district MVP.
This is
national MVP.
National MVP. So they have both proven their talents.
We're holding
right?
on to the trophy.
Yeah, that might mean so much.
So when you talk about SuperNationals, it's a super event, and you know it caters to the best of the best.
Well, that's super, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, congratulations, and this is an incredible momentum to keep going for kids in athletics. How do you sustain it though? Because now I understand J. Paul has graduated from primary school. He's moving on to high school. How do we keep this momentum?
So we have 2 events. One is for children going to primary school, and the other is for kids going to high school, right? And it happens annually, every year at the end of the school year. So it just continues. You graduate from primary school, you go to high school, and the programs continue. So every year we're going to see new players.
Yeah, before we get to the 2 superstars here, how do we now take what we've seen in them and ensure that we keep them close and work with them moving forward?
So the National Sports Council is the umbrella body for all federations and associations across the country. And we have been working very closely with these federations, and they were also a part of the SuperNationals in ensuring the teams were properly selected, they were properly coached and prepared for these games. So this is somewhat of a talent search for them to also see where the talent lies. If they didn't have the opportunity or the resources to get into some villages and that type of thing. Now they can by coming to the SUPERNATIONALS and seeing the talent on display from every district.
Guys, I can't tell you congratulations enough. How do you now continue? You basically said you're the best in basketball in the entire country in your age range. What now? Let's start with you.
I don't know.
You don't know? You not continue playing?
Yes.
Yes?
I'll continue to play. I'll try to get the WNBA, go to college,
Big
finish my
dreams.
school,
Yeah.
and get my education.
I want to take a step back real quick, Kenya. Just first of all, how old are you?
11,
You're 11 years old. And what class are you in?
standard 5.
So
Final
the year
standard
is
6.
over, so you're going into standard 6, your final year in primary school. How did basketball start for you?
Just when we play by school, we live with me and my cousins, and like I fall in love with it. Just after that, and I start practice more.
You start practice more. You make it sound simple. You
I
just start
know.
practice more. How much practice you really put in?
Like 3 years of practice, we get here.
And how much like hours per week?
2 hours, for like 3 times a week.
2 hours, 3 times a week, and that include running, drills. If the sun hot, if it rain, you they out there, right?
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
And how was the experience like with the tournament?
The tournament is very fun. It's also very fun and exciting, and a lot to learn.
And challenging? What was
Leave
it?
it.
Leave it. Well, that's why you like
She's the
MVP.
best.
I want to get to J. Paul now. J. Paul, what got you into basketball and when you start?
It was really I started at school. I didn't really do any basketball outside of school. I was just playing in school and I just took it seriously this year.
You took it seriously this year?
My first tournament was the primary school district finals. Yeah, and the primary school in Dangriga where I met all the districts.
I want to hear from each of you what it was like playing with the other teams, because I know you're saying it was fun, it was exciting, it was challenging, but did you learn anything from your competitors?
That you could beat
That
them?
you could beat them?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I learned that I'm better than them. Yeah, so what would you say was the most challenging
Yeah.
part of the competition?
I mean, the most challenging part of the competition was like
Wow. They're MVPs for a reason, guys.
How many games did you play in the tournament?
5.
And the teammates that you played with, they are like from different parts of the district, right?
Different parts
No.
of Belize district.
Of
Yeah.
Belize,
Of
that's what I'm
Belize
saying.
district.
Of Belize district.
Yeah.
So, like, had you played with them
Yeah, I
before?
played with them many times
You did
before.
like trainings
Yeah.
and stuff like that. How does it feel, or how did it feel when you found out that you were the MVP?
I mean, it felt really exciting. It's been my goal for every tournament I play and it's my first time, so I'm really excited.
And for you, how did it feel?
It feel exciting because like at first I'm nervous. I never win the MVP, but like when they call my name, I'm get like excited.
And who do you all attribute your hard work to, the support? Who supports you the most on this journey?
My mom,
Your mom? Yeah, you have to
My
give
whole
mom a
family.
shout out.
and Sam Walton. My whole family like support me though.
And for you, J.
My
Paul?
family supports me as well, and I thank my coaches for training me and pushing me so I could win this title.
I really appreciate that this is the way that we're elevating sports in the country, Kaya, because while they're the MVPs and it's the Belize district that right now holds the
For basketball.
For basketball.
Cayo is the
Right,
district
Cayo
that
is-
won the tournament overall.
Okay.
And
Oh,
Cayo
really?
had the most points.
So then what does that say, and how do we, I guess, continue to nurture and invest in sports in the entire country of Belize?
But before I answer that, I have to add to these youths because I
Go
think
ahead.
Yes.
they're being a bit shy.
Yes,
Yes,
I
they
added
are.
this one. That's
They have-
fine. That's
But
fine.
J. Paul is actually a multi-sport athlete. He also plays tennis, and he is very good at that as well. While Kenya, in winning this MVP, scored 41 points in 2 days.
Wow.
You know, it's not they are a bit shy in saying, you know, the things that they
Yeah.
have done or are doing, but you know, these are these are superstar kids, and we are seeing this across the board in the 4 different disciplines at the SUPERNATIONALS. So, like I said, the Cayo district was the district who won overall, and they were first and second in almost everything that played in the male and the female category. And the Belize district was a very close second.
Yeah.
So,
so where did the MVP for football come from?
For the female, it came from the winning team. I don't recall. Who it was. Yeah. The MVP for the male football came from Belize district. I think his name was Zayden Brown. I wrote that one, Paul, so I remember it.
Good.
And for volleyball, the MVP female came from the Cayo district. Martina, I believe her first name is. And for the male, it was from the Belize district, a young man named Kwan. For kids athletics, I think our MVP came from the south.
Okay.
For the male and from the Belize district for the female, but it was spread very much across the country.
Right.
We saw talent coming from everywhere, even Corozal and Orange Walk, right? So we had great representation all around.
And I guess I asked my question because while we're hearing Belize district and Cayo and some athletes from the south, there's a lot of work to do when it comes to nurturing sports in the entire country.
Correct. And what we want to see more are adults who have interest in sport giving back to your community and giving back to these kids and taking the time out to come and coach and pass on the knowledge and the information and the skills that you know to these children. And I am sure that that is what we have in the districts that we have seen become successful at this event.
It also, it's come to my attention that Kenya, you played on a team with mixed. It was mixed with boys alongside
Not
her.
for the SUPERNATIONALS, but she does that outside of primary school sports, correct.
And now she has elevated herself to be MVP in this SUPERNATIONALS. So let's talk about that equity when it comes to elevating our girls and our boys and nurturing them in sports.
So that is maybe the reason why Kenya has improved her game, because outside of primary school competition, she plays with the boys, right? That is something that I have always done in all my years as an athlete. And that is what, as a female athlete, will definitely elevate you, because you play rougher, you play harder, and you achieve for more.
It's a level playing field.
Correct.
Right.
It's a level playing field. At the National Sports Council, we always ensure that we have equity across the board. If there is an event, if there's a competition, there is always a male category and a female category, right? That is a must across the board. So at the SUPERNATIONALS, we saw the very same thing. Now, kids athletics is co-ed. However, there is still equity because there is 10 people on a team and we have 5 male and 5 female, and it's mandatory. They can't be more of one and less of the other.
So J. Paul and Kenya, I just want to wrap up by asking you all to give one advice to a young person that wants to elevate their skills to the level that you all have your skills at your age. What's one advice you would give a young person, J. Paul?
I would tell them to never give up and not listen to what other people say, because people are just trying to bring you down and they're trying to get up. So it's, yeah.
Like, keep your head up and like, no worry about nothing and not give up.
Keep your head up, no worry about nothing.
I mean, need that advice.
Yes, indeed.
Also applies to you, right?
Yes.
But I also want to touch a bit on the high school SUPERNATIONALS that is coming up next week. It starts on June 29th, that is next week, Monday, and it concludes on July 3rd, that is the Friday. So the high school kids get an entire week of competition. So they will play more games, they will play a single round robin, so every district will get to play each other. And at the end, we will have our closing ceremony where we have our awards, and we will see different MVPs, more MVPs. The National Sports Council is also arranging a fan bus from each district for the opening ceremonies on Monday. You guys can check our Facebook page and our social media to see what time the bus will be leaving from your district and where it will also be leaving from. We will have a parade on Monday morning, a parade of athletes, the best athletes in the country, walking from the Marion Jones Sport Complex to the Civic, where the opening ceremony will be, lined up by district in their jerseys, and basically walking through the streets and saying, hey, you know.
Make the crowds to them.
Correct.
Indeed.
And we'll have our opening ceremonies at the Civic, and this starts at 9:30 a.m. And right after that, we go over to our different
Disperse,
venues, and games start at 11. We will play straight through the day, straight through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we conclude on a Friday.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
All right, well, we'll be there. I know you undercover things, so congratulations once again, guys. And I am looking forward to seeing what you all have to come. So congratulations. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's all about cooking up careers. So we're moving from sports into the kitchen with IT Vet.